Are you in a situation where you're thinking about whether to study abroad for your bachelor's or your master's? What you've heard about from the society is that most people should do their bachelor's in their home country and go to America or some other country for their master's. That's the most lucrative path that's been around for so many decades, and that's what you've been hearing about for so many years, because that's the most common thing that people have been doing in the last 20 years. Well, my name is Nand Javia. I'm the founder of Scholaroid Education, and I'm a current student at Harvard. I also did my bachelor's in the US on a full scholarship, and I'm here to tell you that you're actually missing out on a lot of information, a lot of benefits, a lot of detailed information that people, most of the times, they're not even aware about it. The only reason I'm aware about these benefits of doing a bachelor's in America is because I was a bachelor student myself. So in this video, I really want to get into the details of why you should be doing a bachelor's in America if you have the opportunity. If you're a little bit older and you already have started your bachelor's, or if you don't have you already were in a mindset that you want to do the master's there, this video will also be helpful for you to really realize what did you miss out on and make sure that you're learning these things while whether you're doing your bachelor's in your home country, that's perfectly fine. But you need to realize what did you miss out on so that you're building yourself comparable to someone who did a bachelor's in America, so that when you go there for your master's, you're preparing yourself at a specific level and a certain level. All right, let's get started. Now, firstly, you need to understand going to America is the more important part, whether it be for bachelor's or master's. But now going into the details, the first top benefit of going to the US for your bachelor's is your age. You're going to be 18 years old, and between the ages of 18 to 24, these are the most developmental years of your life. You are actually able to learn new things much easily at these years. So when you go there for your bachelor's, you're actually putting yourself in a situation where you're young and you're also able to learn new things which are very accessible to be learned while you're in the US. When you go there for a master's, you're usually older than 23, 24 years old, and your personalities are kind of set. It's very difficult to change your personalities if you go there when you're a little bit older. Number two, this is with my personal experience as well, but I've seen a lot of students, when you go to the US for your bachelor's, there is a much higher chance that you're going to be making more American friends and also international friends. In a bachelor's program, you are kind of surrounded by people from all over the world, and it's much more easier to spend these 4 years making friends from all over the world, which actually contributes to your global network, which is also one of the very important things about studying abroad. A lot of master's students make this mistake when they go study abroad, especially Indians, because we have so many Indian students that study in the US. So when you go to study abroad, you're just surrounded by other Indians, and that's your entire experience. Your entire study abroad experience is revolving around the same type of people. So at the end of the day, you don't really get those international friends and relationships which you might have gotten. Number three, when you go study abroad at a younger age, you're more moldable. You're able to mold yourself actively and also directly and also indirectly in multiple different ways, whether it be from personality, professional development, a bunch of different things. At a younger age, you're able to mold your opinions and your personalities in many different ways. So doing a bachelor's will actually put you in a situation where you will be able to build a personality for yourself. You will be able to choose who you want to be truly as a human being of the future. Number four, doing a bachelor's in the US will definitely develop a cultural awareness side of you as a person, because in universities in the US, you will be able to make more international friends, but at the same time, making more international friends is also about cultural awareness. You will be learning more about different cultures from all over the world and understanding the differences between them and also appreciating these cultures. This is something that is lacked a little bit when it comes to masters, because you are very focused on just getting your master's degree, and there's not enough time. Masters are usually 1 or 2 years long, so there's not enough time. For bachelor's, there's usually 4 years that you have to spend time with people, to cook with your friends. I had roommates from more than 10 countries. We used to cook together, talk about different things about their countries, and all of this really builds your cultural awareness. Number 5, talking about job opportunities, for bachelors, there's usually more time for you to relax for the first 2 to 3 years. And then in your last year is when you're looking for internships and jobs, which means that for the first 2 to 3 years, you are not very stressed about looking for a job and stuff. You might be doing part-time jobs as part of your program, but you're not really rushed to get into a full-time job. However, when it comes to masters, as soon as you come, your master's degree is only 1 or 2 years long, which means that as soon as you come, you will have to start recruiting for companies, doing applications. So there's not really that time that is needed to grow yourself more professionally or personally. You kind of just get into that job and money mindset and not really focusing on your personal development. Number 6, in America, for bachelors, there's a more holistic education system, which means that when you go to the US to study a bachelor's in computer science, you will be asked to also take classes in history, religion, sociology, psychology. You will have an options, there will be a list of a lot of electives which are actually not related to your major at all, which means that you actually have this opportunity to learn about these different subjects while you're also studying your major. This is very important because when I was a bachelor student, I had to take some of these extra subjects, and I did not realize it at that point. But if I really thought about it, that was my only chance to actually study sociology or history. After that, in probably my rest of my life, I'm not really going to get a chance to take a class in history. So America really has a holistic education process when it comes to bachelors, because you're not just going to study what you are there to study, you'll also study a bunch of other things which will evolve you into a much more of a global citizen, and you will know more information related to random topics which you might never have even thought about. Number 7, most universities in America actually have more services available for their bachelor students. Now, I don't have any statistics for this, but this is just my personal experience. Bachelor students have more activities happening, more things happening, more clubs, because at the end of the day, they just have more time. The first 2 to 3 years, there is not much to do when it comes to full-time jobs, So you kind of have a lot of different time and opportunities to really learn and build yourself, leadership skills, a lot of different activities happening. While for masters, when you go, there are career centers, so you can certainly use those career centers to find the jobs. But at the end of the day, the university as a whole kind of realizes that you don't have a lot of time apart from your education and your career job search. So normally there's just a little bit less activities that happen for master's students. Next, you will just have more time to travel around America when you come here for a bachelor's. When you come here for a bachelor's, there is more time to really explore this country because it's a huge country. At the moment, I'm in Lake Tahoe in California for the second time. The first time I was here when I was during my bachelor's, while I was here. It's just that there's more time, and this country is extremely huge. You have a lot of different things to see, experience, and really learn from the differences between the different parts of the country. When you come here for a bachelor's, there's more years, more opportunities for you to travel and learn and build connections all over the country. Versus when you come for a master's, you're kind of just stuck into that one part of the country where you went to study. You will have friends there, you will be working there, and you're kind of not open to the other parts of the country because you haven't really traveled there. You don't have the time to travel there. Next, for bachelors, there's actually more opportunity for you to transfer to another university if you don't like your current university. For masters, if you are put into a place where you're not really enjoying or you're not really happy, you will have to finish your degree from there. It's less likely that you'll be able to transfer to another university. But for bachelors, if you don't like it the first 1 year, you can still transfer to another university and finish your degree at some other place. And lastly, and most importantly, bachelor's scholarships are much more realistic. It is much easier to get a bachelor's scholarship in the US than for masters, because masters are extremely competitive when it comes to, don't get me wrong, bachelors are also very competitive, but masters are more competitive in a sense that universities know that you will be getting a very good job after you graduate, so they don't want to give you a scholarship kind of situation. It's a little bit a little bit difficult to explain exactly. But for bachelors, it's a little bit easier according to my experience. Most of our students have also gotten scholarships for their bachelors, and I think that it's a little bit more realistic to get bachelor's full scholarships. Now, let's go to the cons of studying in the US for your bachelor's. There were only two very big cons that I could think about. First one was that it's going to be expensive. You have to pay the fees and pay your living expenses and stuff for 4 years instead of 2 years. And the second one was staying away from your family at a younger age for 4 years might be difficult for you if you aren't really prepared to take your own responsibility and be an independent person. So those two were the biggest cons. The second one, I can't really help you directly with it, but I would really recommend that you start learning how to cook, start learning how to take care of your own room, washing your clothes, all those little things, start learning by yourself. But the first one is something that Scholar Education can help you with. We actually specialize in scholarships to study in the US, and a lot of our students get full scholarships. More than 150 students have gotten full scholarships to study in the US. At average, most of our students get about $190,000 in scholarships, which equates to about $45,000 per year for your bachelor students. So if you're a student, whether it be for bachelor's or master's, please go to our website, fill out our contact form, and get on a call with us, a free call for you to kind of check if you might qualify for some scholarships abroad. And we will be more than happy to help you with the entire application process and make sure that the study abroad dream really becomes a possibility for you. Thank you so much for watching. But before you go, please let me know in the comment section down below if I missed out on any benefits, or perhaps there was something that you disagree with. It's perfectly fine to have disagreements. A lot of these were my personal opinions, and opinions can be different. So comment down below, what did you disagree with? And if you agreed with everything, please also let me know so I can kind of understand that this video was helpful for you. But yeah, let me know what you think, ask me any questions, and I would be more than happy to make a video if your questions in the comment section are something that is very important. Thank you.